Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah if you're new here. I started this channel to document my journey becoming a single mother by choice by going through IVF after getting diagnosed with PCOS and endometrial cancer. I am now cancer free, but if you would like to follow along on my journey, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell to get notified whenever I upload new videos. Today I am 22 weeks and 2 days pregnant with my first baby, and this is my 21st and 22nd week update. I'll start this off. I know my last video, I feel like it's one thing after another. I am not feeling my sinus infection is gone, but I am in a lot of pain. As I sit here right now, I'm okay. I have this pillow behind my back. So basically what happened a couple days ago, well, let's back up. So with my sinus infection, it started getting better a couple weeks ago, but the cough kind of lingered for a while, and I had never had a sinus infection before, but I hear that's normal. And so I was just coughing like literally, so I started, I think it was August 1st is when I started coughing, and then got diagnosed with a sinus infection on August 3rd, and today is August 22nd, so it's been 22 days of coughing. And even though my coughing has gotten a lot better, over the last week, I started feeling some pretty significant pain, like in my rib right here. Like if I press, yeah, right there, it hurts really bad. And I figured I probably tore an intercostal muscle from all the coughing and also all the throwing up, because I was still, nauseous and throwing up. And the sinus infection kind of made the throwing up aspect of my pregnancy symptoms worse, because I would just cough and cough and cough and then throw up. But I think my body was just so worn out from all the coughing and throwing up, and so I tore some muscles in here. But I wasn't sure if maybe I broke a rib, because I know that when you're pregnant, your bones are a lot more brittle, and able to break more easily. I've never broken any bones in my body, so I wasn't sure, but I thought, and I know there's nothing you can do for a broken bone, but I was suspecting that. And then Friday, I sneezed, and when I sneezed, I heard a really loud crack or pop. I don't even know how to describe the sound I heard coming from my back and my back ribs. I immediately, after the sneeze and heard the crack, and felt excruciating pain in my back. So I knew again that was either me breaking a rib or tearing a muscle. Because I know that when you tear a muscle, sometimes you can hear a snap or a pop or something like that. So I was in a lot of pain, and I was scared because I didn't know what to do. I mean, I know there's really nothing you can do. If you tear muscles or break ribs, there's really not a whole lot you can do other than, let them heal. And especially because I'm pregnant, I, figured there's really nothing that I can take to help with the pain. But I called my OB's office / midwife's office. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So from my last video, I will link it, when I talked about how I have Vasa Previa. They called me. I had my midwife appointment scheduled for the following week, and they called me and told me that they wanted me to see an OB, and they said unless my Vasa Previa moves, I will have to see an OB. So they just wanted me to have an appointment with an OB, and then I could go back and forth between the OB and the midwife until we determine if my Vasa Previa is gonna move or not. So anyways, so I had my appointment with the OB, and I'll talk about that in a little bit, but so I called, my midwife and OB are in the same office, so I called and spoke to a nurse, and she told me to go to the emergency room. So I told her I really didn't think there's anything that anybody could do in the emergency room, and she said she just wanted to be safe. She said it's better to be safe than sorry, make sure the baby's okay, and they might be able to prescribe something for the pain, and they would maybe be able to determine if I had broken a rib or ribs, or just tore muscles. So I really didn't want to go, but then I just decided I better just listen to them and go. It was a really long night. I was there I got there about 5 p.m. with my mom, and they didn't even call me back until after 9. We were there till about 11. They did an x-ray, but they shielded my abdomen. I was at first, when they said they wanted to do an x-ray, I'm like, no, I don't want to have an x-ray, because I know x-rays aren't good for a developing baby. But they said, don't worry, because we'll put a shield up. So that is what they did, and I did not have any broken ribs, which is a good thing. However, she said, unfortunately, the pain with a broken rib and a strained, like either intercostal muscle or strained muscle, like in between your ribs, basically the same healing time and same amount of pain. About 1 to 2 months I'm going to be in this pain. So it just sucks, because it's like I was starting to like feel a little bit better, like energy wise and nausea wise, at the beginning of August. Then I got my sinus infection that lasted like 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks. Still have this cough, and then it went right into this tearing of these muscles. So currently I'm just in a lot of pain here and here, and basically like a good portion of my back. When I'm supporting my back, I have this little pillow. It's like the perfect size for kind of like a lumbar support. So I used that when I was working on Friday after I sneezed and was in pain. And I've been using it like sitting on the couch and in the car and right now. But yeah, it's just been a rough August for me, but I really don't want to sound like I'm complaining, because honestly, like for this baby, I will go through any amount of pain. I have had moments over the past couple days that have been so painful. I'm like just feeling like I don't know how, not like this is a normal thing that happens in pregnancy, but I just wonder like how I'd be able to go through another pregnancy after this. And I've always wanted at least 2 kids, but sometimes, you know, with this last month of really non-related pregnancy things that have just been stacking up, it makes me wonder if I'll be able to go through it again, especially having a little one. But I also hear that as soon as you give birth, you forget about your pregnancy completely and you just want another one. Let me know if that was the case for you. But yeah, so that is what's going on with me right now, kind of non-pregnancy related. So we'll get into the updates now. I'm sorry for the sidetrack, but so in my 21st week, of course, still having the crazy dreams. As an example, in my 21st week, I had a really detailed dream about being in a deli. And of course, as you probably know, as a pregnant woman, you're really not supposed to have cold cuts unless you heat them up first. But I was in a deli, like a big fancy deli, and I was going through this long line, like picking everything I wanted on my sandwich. And it was just a really detailed dream. And my sandwich was like amazing in my dream. So yes, still having dreams. In my 21st week, I was still a little bit nauseous in the mornings and evenings, but I just was at the point where I was just have been used to being nauseous. It really doesn't faze me anymore. And I would say by the middle of my 21st week, that is when my sinus infection was finally gone and my cough was just lingering. And the cough is like, it's not awful, but I'll have like fits. So sometimes in the evenings, I'll cough a little bit more than normal. I also experienced, and I think I had experienced this before, but I know now that what I'm experiencing is Braxton Hicks. My uterus will just like tighten up and like the whole thing will get really tight. And it just feels so weird. It doesn't hurt or anything. And it's not really, I mean, it's kind of uncomfortable, but it's not bad. It's just like weird. It's just weird to feel it all like really, really tight. And as I mentioned, so I did go to an OB in this 21st week to talk about my Vasa Previa. And so maternal fetal medicine, when I had my ultrasound and they told me I had Vasa Previa, which if you don't know is where blood vessels are covering your cervix, so they're fetal blood vessels. And if it doesn't move before like 34 weeks, you will be scheduled to have a C-section because you can't deliver normally, because if the blood vessel bursts, the baby will lose a lot of blood and most likely not make it through labor. So the OB told me that there's really, like, according to the latest research, apparently there's only a 14% chance that it's going to move, which was kind of a big difference between the 50% chance that maternal fetal medicine had told me after my ultrasound. So it's really making me feel like I'm probably going to end up having a C-section. He said that if I'm showing signs of labor, like if I'm having contractions at all, by 34 weeks, they would admit me to the hospital and then like monitor me and try to wait as long as possible, but probably schedule the C-section for 36 weeks. That will be right around Thanksgiving. And that'll be about 4 weeks, you know, obviously like 4 weeks earlier than my due date. So I'm just, you know, still trying to wrap my head around that. Also at this OB appointment, so every time you go to an OB or a midwife appointment, they take a urine sample and they check for protein and glucose in your urine. And up until this 21st week, it has always been negative for protein and glucose. Well, this time there was glucose in my urine, and I sent a message through my chart to the office, and I said I was concerned about that. They told me not to worry about it, that it's very common for that to happen at some point during the second trimester. Most women have glucose in their urine at some point. But I just started freaking out because I really don't want gestational diabetes. I love my food. And to know that I'd have to be on a strict diet and then also have to prick my finger 4 times a day. Like, I know people do it and deal with it. I just really hope that doesn't happen for me. So they told me, you know, they'll check it at my next appointment, and not to worry about it yet. But of course I'm worrying about it. And I wanted to tell you guys, so I did a bunch of research because I feel very strongly against the glucola drink that I think pretty much all OBs have women drink for the glucose test. And so I was trying to look for alternatives. Sorry, I just sneezed. So part of this muscle strain situation that I am dealing with, if I sneeze or cough, the pain level is like an 8 or 9. So I would say, like, just right now, if I'm like move around a little bit, the pain's like maybe a 4. If I'm doing certain things, or like if trying to sleep is tough, like if I'm laying down, I have to figure out like the right position to lay in to be able to be even remotely comfortable enough to sleep. And then like to try to like get up, the pain level is probably more like a 6 or 7. But if I sneeze or cough, it hurts so bad. It hurts so bad here and here. So I just had that happen. But anyways, instead of the glucola drink, and the reason I don't like the glucola drink is because there's GMOs in it, a lot of times artificial colors, and flavors and preservatives and just all this stuff that is just really not good for you. Actually, I forget if it says on here. Yeah, here. So it has conventional GMO corn, brominated vegetable oil, which is really not good for you, red dye number 40, unless you get the dye-free one, BHA, BPA, sodium benzoates. Like, it's just, I can't believe that in this modern age, like, doctors are still giving this crap to women to drink while they're pregnant. So I found the Fresh test, and it is non-GMO, gluten-free. It's 50 grams of glucose, just like the glucola drink. There's no additives. And it comes in this little packet, and you mix it with 10 ounces of water, and you drink this instead of the glucola drink. And all that's in this is non-GMO dextrose, crystallized, which is the sugar, crystallized lemon, organic peppermint leaf powder. That is it. So I love the ingredients in this versus the ingredients in the glucola drink. And of course, you know, this is 50 grams of sugar, just like the glucola drink. So my midwife thought it was really cool. And she just had me run it by the lab at my clinic, and the lab said that they were okay with it as long as the doctor was okay with it. And I brought it up to my OB at my OB's appointment, my appointment with the OB, and he said he would be fine with this also. So when I do my glucose test, I will be doing the Fresh test instead of the glucola drink. So I am proud of myself for finding that online. I'll link that down below so you can find it and bring it up to your doctor also if that interests you. But yeah, so they said that that would be scheduled between 24 and 28 weeks. And I'm going to try to push that off to the 28-week mark because I have my baby shower when I turn 27 weeks. And I really want to be able to eat cake at my shower. I was going to have donuts because I'm doing like a brunch. But I think I might have cake too. I haven't decided yet. So anyways, in my 22nd week, still having crazy dreams. One dream that I had, which I thought was really funny, was I was trying to decide between 2 places to go to college, New York City or Hogwarts. It was a very detailed dream about me trying to decide between those 2. And I can't, you know, I woke up and I'm like, why was I so confused? Like, obviously Hogwarts, right? I was in my 22nd week, still nauseous in the mornings. I did throw up a couple times in my 22nd week, as well as my 21st week. I really didn't think that the B6 and Unisom combination was working for me that much, so I stopped taking the Unisom. And I also stopped my midwife had prescribed Pepcid for me for my nausea. And I tried stopping that again and noticed that my nausea did get worse when I wasn't taking the Pepcid. So I'm just going to keep taking the Pepcid till I give birth. At this point, I think I might try stop at some point. I don't know. and try again. The Braxton Hicks are in the 22nd week, getting more frequent. Like I'm feeling a couple a day, I'd say. And in my 22nd week, that was the first time that I really began to start feeling him moving consistently many times every day throughout the day. And to this point now, like I feel him moving all the time. It is so cool. It's so funny and like I could just tell, like even from the beginning of my 22nd week until like now, his movements are just getting bigger and bigger, and he's almost always on the right side. I almost always feel the little kicks on the right side, and it is so weird when like I can feel like him like pressing up against my stomach, and like I can tell like it's a big body part, you know, it's either his head or his back or something. And I can just I can like feel him all the time now. It's really cool. And other people like my mom have been able to feel his kicks and stuff. So that was a really, really awesome milestone to hit. I know I've felt like little flutters, I guess, here and there. Like to me, it always felt like kind of digestion feelings, but it was never like big enough for me to like really know for sure what it was. And now it's very clear to me. So it's very cool. And I also think it's really fun when I like will press on my stomach and then he'll hit me back. And it's almost like we're doing high five. It's really cool. Oh, and I forgot to say, so really the only thing that I can take for the pain, after going to the ER, they told me I can take Tylenol every 8 hours. So they gave me Tylenol at the ER, and it didn't do anything. So I'm not gonna take Tylenol because it's not doing anything. So I just have to live with the pain. And it was really daunting on Friday and yesterday, Saturday. And I was pretty depressed because I'm like, how am I gonna live like this for 1 to 2 months? And I don't think the pain is subsiding at all, but I think I'm just getting more used to the pain. So I feel like I'm in a better place today emotionally because I feel like I'm getting used to it. This is how it is right now for me. This is my life right now, and I'm just accepting it and, you know, learning little tricks to help me feel more comfortable. But yeah, and then I also wanted to give a shout out to Mom Cozy. So they sent me a pregnancy pillow. It's the Mom Cozy pregnancy pillow. So if you go to momcozy.com, it's just momcozy.com, and I'll link it down below. I'll link the pillow. It is really, really soft. It comes in gray. It has a slip cover. So when I received it, I just unzipped it. It was really easy to get the cover off, and I washed the cover, and it was really easy to put it back on. I wasn't sure like how hard it would be to shimmy the pillow back into the cover, but it was really easy. And it's really, really comfortable. I tried it one night. The only problem is it's nothing to do with the pillow. The pillow's awesome. But I am so used to Lily sleeping. Lily always sleeps right next to me, and she curls up and leans, like she pushes herself right up against my back or my stomach, depending on what side I lay on. I either lay on my right side or my left side. And she can't do that when I had this pillow in my bed. And it threw her off. It threw me off. And so maybe when my belly gets bigger, I might just have to figure out a way to like push the one side of the pillow away so that Lily can still be right up next to me. because I might just need the pillow. But as of right now, I just need Lily by me, and Lily needs to be by me. It's just the way we sleep. So, but I have nothing but good things to say about this pillow. And if you want a 10% off code, down in the description below, you can use the code SARAMARIA10. So SARAMARIA 10, and you can get 10% off. So yeah, I'll link all the information down below about this pillow. And it was very nice of Mom Cozy to send me this pillow for free to try. And yeah, I highly recommend it. So I know I've been talking a long time. Let's get into my 22-week bump shot. Hope you guys are all having a great weekend, and I will see you on my next video. That will be after my fetal echocardiogram, where they're going to check on the potential vascular ring that they saw at my anatomy scan. So that is this coming Friday. I'm so hoping that it either has resolved or they were mistaken and his heart is normal. It will also be after my next ultrasound, where they're going to check on my Vasa Previa and see if it's still in the same place. So I will have lots to update you guys on in my next video. And hopefully I have all good news for you. So I will see you then. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Bye.